What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in to the channel. This is a quick little recap for the Real Housewives of Potomac. It wasn't a super exciting episode. There's not a whole lot going on right now. The ladies are just sort of reconnecting with each other and getting back into the swing of things with the cameras. So it's not terribly exciting. Um, Before we get started with this recap, really quick recap, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, who has been rocking with me through all my mini television reviews. And I really appreciate it, you guys. And thank you so much for all the really great comments. You guys know I like to banter back and forth about the shows. So yeah, thank you guys so much for that, okay? Um, Now, so let's just talk about this real quick before we get into this. Um, so I had toyed with the idea of letting the Real Housewives of Potomac go because this weekend, with everything that has come out about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which you guys know I don't review that show, but I do complain about it on Twitter. But and I pop in here and there with little videos about just sisterhood and friendship and that type of thing. But everything that popped off this weekend with the rumors of Phaedra being fired and rumors of fake this, fake that, you guys, it has really left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I am not against reality TV. I am not against the Real Housewives franchise. I just don't understand why it has to be the sisters that have to, have this, what do you call it? It doesn't seem genuine. I know that all of the shows have, some orchestration to them in terms of, they talk about certain things. You want it to be kind of salacious because you want it to be entertaining, but I don't know. I've been so disappointed with this leg of the franchise. And Housewives of Potomac are kind of similar in that it is predominantly African American women from a predominantly African American community. So, but I'm gonna hang in there. I'm gonna hang in there. I'm gonna separate my feelings. I just don't like to be made a fool of, you guys. If a good 85% of the show is not authentic, then I'm not going to waste my time on it. I don't care how entertaining it is. I don't. Especially if you're going to call it reality TV. If it's going to be made up, that's fine. But say that. Don't give me the impression that this is how people are really living and it's all sort of made up. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's move on to the Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 2. This is episode 2. And this episode is called All Tea, All Shade. Let's just get the really quick things out of the way. And then we're going to get down to this tea that Karen put together for the ladies to bring Gizelle and Charisse back together after this whole beef they had over hiatus. Gizelle goes on a date with her friend Kevin. He seems like a really nice guy. He seems really genuine. We'll see how it goes. Gizelle has very high expectations, and I think she should. But at the same time, I think one of the reasons why Gizelle has such high expectations is that Gizelle really does think that she is the cat's meow. Like, yeah. you know, and you find that a lot in certain type of individuals. She thinks really a lot of herself. She doesn't have a great deal of humility. So I'm always a little skeptical when people are always talking about what the man should bring to the table, and we don't hear what you bring to the table. Like, okay, so anyway, seems like a nice guy. His name is Kevin. Um, we see Ashley and Charisse and Robyn. They had a really, really cute little dinner. I really, really enjoyed it. We got a chance to see some of the dishes that they were serving at Oz. The restaurant was predominantly empty. Like, it was pretty empty, the restaurant, which is a shame. And she mentioned that one, her father is Irish, which I found that tidbit interesting. But then two, that her husband won't let her deviate from the Australian cuisine. And it is probably really the thing that's sinking the restaurant, considering the area that they're in. So I found that little tidbit interesting. The conversation that she and Robyn and Charisse had, you know, basically they talked about this Katie's whole Casino Royale, which they're all going to get together for that Casino Royale. How it's been a year in the making. And you know, Charisse and Gizelle both was supposed to be on the planning committee. Gizelle got let go, and Charisse was supposed to continue on with it, but Charisse was let go as well. So basically, Katie wanted to do everything her way, but she just wanted all of them to bring their friends and their friends' wallets. And you know, honestly, that Casino Royale was boo, boo. I mean, in comparison to the kind of soirees and fundraisers that her mom used to have, it was really bad. But we're going to get to that. They also talked about Eddie wants a divorce, and Charisse seems like she's cool with it. You know, she seems like she's just made up in her mind. She is ready to live her own life, and she's not going to wait on Eddie any longer. So I'm glad about that. So, you know, Shasha seemed like she in a good place. Okay. We also see, you know, Karen. Karen is totally stalking her daughter. Karen meets up with Robyn, and the goal of them meeting up is to talk about how they're going to bring Charisse and Gizelle together. So they meet up at Karen's house to play pool. Karen tells Robyn that she is moving because her house is really, really empty. And Robyn finds it interesting. You know, and evidently it's a big deal to move. Apparently Karen is in prime real estate, and so it seems a bit shocking to everyone that she is moving. So I can't wait to see how all that pans out. Meanwhile, they talk about the whole Charisse Gizelle situation, and Robyn just basically says, you know, it's an awkward position that she's in, but in her opinion, Charisse was wrong. They both were wrong, but Charisse's wrong was right here, and Gizelle was like on 10. And automatically in the confessional, Karen is saying that she's surprised that Robyn isn't on Gizelle's side. Like, that seems a little bit disloyal to her. And I'm like, so you're supposed to just side with your friend whether they right or wrong? Like, she didn't say she was out of line and she should never. I mean, she didn't like drag her. She just said they both are wrong, but you know, it's gone too far. It's gone too far, and the person who took it way, way, way too far was Gizelle, basically, in a nutshell. But it wasn't like she was dragging her friend. So they go on. Then we get to this Casino Royale, and it was so Hyatt Regency promish. Like, it was not a great function. It wasn't great. Katie wasn't great. Her boyfriend was nowhere to be found, so he must be gone. Her hair looked a little crazy. I mean, she looks a little worse for wear. So we get to meet Monique and Chris. And I forget what team Chris played for, but Monique is replacing Katie essentially. So this is kind of irony, I guess, that we meet the new girl at the old girl's function, and she's a beautiful girl. They've got 2 children, and they've obviously done very, very well for themselves. They seem like they're a close couple, so that's good. I always enjoy seeing that. Robyn meets her. She and Charisse are close, so Charisse is actually bringing her into the circle. And Charisse introduces her to Ashley Robyn. Met Monique, she fell in love with her instantly. She was like, she's so beautiful. I wish I could lick her face. Oh, she didn't say that, but she was kind of ooh and ahhing over her. So that was really, really cute. We get to see Ashley talking to Michael, and basically it's their 2-year anniversary, and they are not in a great place, you guys. He's stressed out because he's footing the bill for this restaurant. She still wants to have this restaurant and have a baby. He is clearly not down for that. He clearly does not want to talk about that, and he reminds her every time, unless this restaurant do well, you're not getting no baby from me. So I kind of feel like low-key he wanted to fail, because why would you keep her in this whole Australian cuisine place and you know it's not a good blueprint? Like it's not working. It's not effective. So I think I think it's all coming together. Whether it's unconscious or conscious, it's all coming together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think secretly he wants it to fail. So there was that, and Ashley said that she felt like he was in a place where he was judging her. It just feels more like, instead of supporting her, he's constantly judging her. He's being real dad right now. Like, he is dad the accountant. Like, oh my gosh, it is a weird dynamic. Like, and I'm glad we get to see it. It's weird because she does seem like the teenage daughter and he does seem like the dad, but they married. Weird. All right, so let's go ahead and fast forward. Karen has put together. She's put it at the Willard, I think this is the name of the place, which is right across from. It's a famous tea house. All the ladies meet there. Now, earlier on in the episode, Charisse and Robyn and Monique went to exercise together, and Monique's assistant go to exercise together, and Monique at that time tells them that she has several homes. They've lived in several places, and it's a she's just talking, but at the same time she is sort of rattling off a list of all of the things that they've purchased, like homes and where they've lived and how they met. It's just odd. So now we're fast forwarding to the tea that they're having, and Karen and Robyn arrive first. Everybody's got their hats on. They're looking really, really beautiful. In comes Monique. Monique is sharp, baby. Sharp. First of all, she pulled up in a Bentley. She had an all-white dress with these big fuchsia flowers. It was beautiful. And then she had this really soft pink hat on. It was really, really pretty. She was pulled together very, very nice. I do have to say that I thought that her hair, like on the side where that bun was, I don't know. Now, part of me feels like, oh, that's cute that she does her own hair. It makes you seem more relatable, but at the same time, she was polished but not polished. You know how you look at something from afar off and you're like, oh, that's really, really great, but when you get right up on it, you're like, oh, I see your tracks. That's what her hair was giving me. Still very beautiful. I'm just saying, it was, your slip is showing. Okay, shout out to RHOP. Anyway, you guys, so anyway, so they have this conversation about the whole how Robyn invited her. Karen was like, oh, you didn't let me know you invited her. Robyn's like, well, is there enough room for everybody? Like, yeah, it's no big deal. She gets there. Presentation wise, Karen accepted Monique right off the rip. When the next person to arrive after the 3 of them is Gizelle. And Gizelle goes right in. Like, this is Gizelle's thing. She is a little bit mean girl. She's a little bit bully. She's a little bit aggressive and demonstrative. And she's super, super inquisitive. The thing about it is, she really didn't have anything to down Monique about. So she found out that they don't have a house in Potomac. She was like, "Oh, y'all don't have a house." She was like, "Well, I mean, we have 4 houses. We just don't have a house in Potomac, right?" So, you know, Gizelle was like, "Oop," and she came at her about a couple of other things, and she let her have it. You know how they met, and she found out that she was the rapper. She quit school for entertaining to entertain. What kind of entertainment? Gizelle wanted to know. Oh, can you give her 4 or 5 bars, 18 bars? And she rattled it off, and Gizelle was like, "Oh, so you're gonna give us a whole song then? Oh, okay." Like, she's not Ashley. She is not Ashley. You don't have anything to really rub her face in at this time. So you look that much more like a hater. Karen called her the hazer, but I'm calling her the hater. Like, it looked that much more like hateration. Like, I think she had a big problem. I think personally, Gizelle has a problem with younger women. You know, that's my opinion. All tea, all shade. I think she got a problem with younger women. All right. So Charisse finally arrives. Her and Ashley together, and they both look super cute. And Gizelle just immediately, a woman after my own heart in this respect, immediately puts baking soda on the whole fire by apologizing. Karen did this big speech about the reason why they were there, and this is what we want to do, and do, and bridge the gap. Bridge the gap. And Gizelle was like, "Look, I went too far. I'm sorry. But it did hurt my feelings what you said." Now, Charisse, she gave me a little bit of season 1 Charisse, because she took that opportunity instead of saying, I understand. I hurt your feelings. You hurt my feelings. And it wasn't right. Let's squash it. You take this opportunity to chastise Gizelle even further. Well, Gizelle took it like a champ. I have to say, Gizelle took it like a champ. So she finally, eventually concedes and says, "I apologize if I said some things that you thought that I said it. That's not ownership. That's not ownership. You want her to take ownership, but you don't take ownership, Sha. Come on now. Come on. Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. You can never truly have resolution until both parties are genuine and authentic. You know, when you still got one person that wants to be the more right person, it's a shaky foundation. Shaky foundation. It doesn't solidify anything. So Monique kind of tried to chime in a little bit. I mean, she's coming in on the tail end of it, but she had a very important point. Instead of sitting there looking stupid, you know, she did chime in. She said it doesn't seem like something that can't be overcome. Very, very simple. But Gizelle was like, "Mind your business." She didn't say it out loud, but still, I mean, it's not a good look, Gizelle. Not a good look. But in the butthole of the day, we're going to go ahead and give that to Karen. Because Karen then, after all of that is resolved, you decide to create dissension between you and Robyn by telling Robyn that you thought it was odd that she would take a side on this whole thing between Charisse and Gizelle. It didn't even need to be mentioned because the beef is squashed now. It's squashed now. So why would you even bring that up? Especially immediately after everything was squashed. Like, and then for you to sit there as though you want this girl to explain. It was, I was just like, who does that? Who does that? Who does that? It wasn't even no real tea. It wasn't no real bone to be brought. Like, you look real dumb, Karen. You look real dumb. And you look like you starting shit. I don't know. I don't have a lot of respect for instigators. I don't have a lot of respect for instigators. In my day, instigators were worse than bullies. Like people who kept shit up, stay getting fought. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Robyn would have been wrong if she had just started windmilling you, just, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to cause dissension. Why would you do that? Like, ugh. And the thing about it is, I could have respected Karen a whole lot more if she had said something to Robyn there in her house. If she had said, wait a minute, girl, wait, now Gizelle, your friend. You know, but taking the full scope of the conversation, this is the part that you want to bring back to the girls. You want to call her to task on loyalty. I have an issue with loyalty. Bitch, bye. Don't, I have a lot of respect for Robyn that she didn't haul off and call her a bitch. I thought it was amazing. Yeah. And I got respect for Gizelle that she loved Robyn enough as a friend to talk to her sidebar about it. She didn't give Karen not one little bitty inch to feed off of. And so I applaud Gizelle for that. All right. Okay, you guys, that's it for Housewives of Potomac. That's it. That's all. Okay. It's going to get juicier. Hopefully it's going to get better and stay authentic. Okay, so that's it for me, you guys. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Remember to give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your commentary. What did you guys think about Monique and her husband Chris? I think she's a pretty girl. I think she's a great addition. And I think she's gonna be able to hold her own with these ladies. So I'm super excited about that. What do you guys think about Ashley and Michael? I know, mess, right? And what y'all think about Karen? Okay, you guys, let me know. Put it in the comment section down below. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah.